What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sunday Sweat. I'm Derek. Melissa's not here today. I'm hanging out with Erica, and
Hi.
we replaced Melissa with RJ. RJ's going to be hanging out with us today, too. So, Sunday, a little bit of recovery work today. We're going to get moving. We're going to get a little sweaty. We're going to stretch. We're going to move around, and we're all going to feel significantly better after. So, to start things off, I want to just make note, if you have a foam roller, like so, grab hold of it. We could potentially use it. If you have a lacrosse ball, a golf ball, a baseball, a softball, any kind of round object like that, grab hold of that. We can use that as well. And last household item, if you have a belt or something like that, we can utilize that as well. If you have a stretching rope, that works too. So, kicking things off today. All good? Yeah, all good. So, kicking things off, we have a 30-second on, 10-second off sequence. Very similar to how we've been starting all of our workouts. It'll be our warm-up for today. So, leading things off, our first exercise is going to, excuse me, is going to be squats. Coming in 3, 2, 1, and go time. Hands are coming away from that body, right back up. How you feeling there?
Good. Definitely nice to do a recovery day.
Yeah, we'll be good. We'll get things moving. If you guys are watching this video right now, and this is the recording, and you're coming into this workout ready to absolutely mash and crush things, I think you should probably stop the video and go find another one. Next one up, we've got a jumping jack here.
What's wrong?
Or a jog in place. Let's hit it. All right, so full transparency here. I'm a big jumping jack pet peeve person. So if you give me like these, I hate that. All the way up, all the way down, arms as straight as possible, full range of motion. Two, 1, and time. Next up, we've got a push-up plank. Dropping on down for a push-up plank. Hands right underneath the shoulders, feet together. Bringing our belly button to our spine. RJ. What? Plank is backwards, bro. Done. Very nice. Next up, we're going fire hydrants. We're going a full 30 seconds on each side. Our hip series here is going to be a little bit challenging. One side at a time. Making sure our knee is in line with our foot here. Almost there. And time. Taking a second, we're getting the other side now. Oh man. Good. 1, and go. Getting close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Going back to that other leg. We're going back, up and around. We're going forward circles. So leg comes back, up, and around this way. 30 seconds.
You're gonna draw in a circle with that knee.
How are your hips? How are the hips feeling there?
All right. Definitely feeling something.
Hips might be burning a little bit here. Very nice. Other leg, same story, back, up and around. What's up, RJ? Better not to go too quick with these. Make sure your movements are precise and you know exactly what you're doing. Making circles like this end up being pretty small. Want to go for a larger circle here. Almost there. Sure, all of us are here feeling that in our hips and glutes. Next one is going to be a forward circle, or a backward circle rather. So now that knee is coming forward, back, and around. Still drawing that circle, just the other way. Four, three, two, one. Other side. Getting that backward circle again. Knee comes forward, back, and around. And time. Next up, we're kicking right leg to the side here. Now we're trying to get it as far forward as possible. If we're here though, no problem. And we're gonna lean forward here and sit right back into it. Lean forward and then sit right back. This is a little too easy. We can bring our foot up a little bit. We're feeling this a little bit in our hammy and our groin. And time. Switching sides. Foot out to the side, trying to get it flat on the ground. Rocking forward, rocking back. Making sure we're not arching our back too much. In the side view, you can see Erica's got a little bit of rounding. That's perfect. Almost there. One. Time. Next up, we're staying here and we're going to go with a cat-cow, pressing our back up toward the sky and then arching our back as well. Okay. Arching, pulling our shoulder blades together, and then trying to reach and push that floor away, and round that back out. Time. Next up, we're going to go with a bird dog. Opposite elbow to opposite knee, reaching in together, and then hand and leg are moving away.
Make sure we're not overarching at the end. You want to be nice and even, nice and flat.
It's a great point, Erica. We don't want to arch that back too hard when those hands and legs reach away. A lot of time on the last few reps, we get tired, we start doing that. Time. Awesome. Switching to that other side in just a second. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Go, kid, go.
You get some type of workout in.
RJ, you making it happen, kid? Yes.
Today's music is brought to you guys by RJ Vocal Cords.
This one's a singer. Just like his dad, he's a singer. Next up, we're taking a knee right here. Back toe dug into the ground, reaching forward a little bit. Opposite hand coming to the ground here, reaching up toward the sky. And we are just breathing here. Feels like glute. Open here. Breathing. Almost there. And time. Coming on down. Switching legs here. Back toe dug into the ground. Sitting tall. And forward. Palm coming down to the ground. Reaching on up. There. One. And got him. Very nice. Next up, we're gonna cross over. And if we're in this position here, that quad position, we're gonna cross a leg right here. And we're gonna try to sit down into it here, okay? So from the side view, got a leg crossed, and we're sitting on back and down, and holding right here. How you feeling there?
Good, these shirts feel great today.
Yeah. You can rock side to side a little bit just to see where we feel that a little differently. 2, 1, and time. Coming out of there. And we're going to switch. Going in here. And time. Next up, I'll go side view here. Eric will go front. Knees are going to come apart right here. Feet flat on the ground. And we're going to slowly bring those hips to the floor. Knees apart. So we're going to feel this in our adductors or our groin a little bit. We can slide back here. And then we can come forward, staying close to the ground as well. Feel that stretch a little bit differently. Again, important not to overarch your back. If anything, round it out a little bit. And time. Awesome. Very nice. I believe that's all the lower body I want to do here. We're hopping on up now, guys. And all we're going to do is twist side to side right here. Just 30 seconds. Feels nice to get a cat-cow and move the spine forward and backward. Just moving here. Pretty nice too. RJ doesn't like this exercise though, apparently. Do we have a name for this, Erica?
Twisties?
Twisties. Director of naming things right here. It's phenomenal. Next up, we're gonna grab hold of one elbow and we're gonna just reach and come to the side a little bit here. Potentially feeling this in our lat, this muscle here, maybe our tricep a little bit as well. Almost there. taking a second, shake it out. And we're going right back up over the top for the other side. How's your upper body feeling this week?
All right.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a little sore. Nothing debilitating though.
Mm-hmm.
How's yours feeling there?
Pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Felt good to move every day. It definitely felt good to move every day. You know, it's just such a big change. 2, 1, and got him. Next up, arms are gonna come out here and then back to give yourself a hug. Out here and then over under again. So we're alternating back and forth. You're feeling sad. It's a great thing to do. When you can't find anybody else to hug you and you gotta hug yourself, that's it. That's what we gotta do, Eric. 1 and time. Palms up toward the sky. And we've got, throwing this back from gym class, forward little circles. We're gonna slowly get into some bigger circles as time goes on. A little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, biggest circle coming in. Woo. But it feels good to get the shoulders moving, you know? Cool. So if we just went forward, we gotta go backward circles next.
Yeah, stop.
Backward little circles. Palms still up toward the sky. I believe I can fly.
Sounds even wonderful with your quarantine.
Bigger circles coming in. We're in our last 12 seconds. And time. Next up, from a half kneeling position here, hands are going to be out in front. We're making fists. Without moving our upper body at all, we're going to punch our fists forward, or without moving our lower body. Fists are coming forward, and then they're coming back here. Fists forward, fists back. And all I'm doing is moving my shoulder blades, spreading them apart, and
Pinching
then
them together.
pinching them together on back. Good. If we feel like we're coming up a little too much, palms toward the sky. That'll restrict us a little bit more. And on. Very nice. We'll go the other knee. Sitting tall. Big bang for your buck here. You get a little bit of a hip flexor stretch. And an upper body push.
What do you call these?
This is what we would call like a half kneeling serratus punch. Okay, the serratus is a little muscle down here that we really don't need to know too much about, but it's responsible for, in a large part, the health of our shoulder. So a half kneeling serratus punch. But you're kind of the name girl. What would you call these?
Candlesticks.
Candlesticks?
It's like you're holding candlesticks.
What?
I got people out there that would agree with me.
That's incredible. Breathe a little bit, guys. Take it a second. We're going to get into some of that fun stuff that I alluded to on Facebook just before. All right, so I'm going to go off the clock here, Ara. If we go a little rogue, I'll put the clock back on. But I'm going to go with the more at-home route in terms of equipment selection. I'll have Erica use, like, if you guys have a foam roller at home, that'd be perfect for you to use. So I'll end up using this right here. This is a rolling pin. I think. I don't really know too much about them. I took this from our house, and as you can see, it hasn't been used. It's still got the tag on it. All right, listen, Erica, it's 2020. This goes two ways. I cook and bake too, man. But no, in all seriousness, I don't bake anything. If anybody has any good baked snack recipes. I love protein involved in baked goods. Let me know. Are you okay? He's okay. Kicking things off. So, I'm going to start with feet. So, everybody, if you have shoes on, kick them off. This is one of,
You use that?
well, you can grab, I have a lacrosse ball in the area too, right there. So, we're going to go 1 foot at a time here, and I'm going to actually set my clock for a minute. We're going off my personal watch, which is never a good thing because I always end up going over it, so sorry in advance.
Oh my God,
But
so bad.
what we're going to do is we're going to go 1 foot at a time, and we're just going to roll back and forth on the foot here. Erica's got the lacrosse ball. That's pretty comfortable too. You can roll the bottom of your feet. And if we spend a lot of time every day with our shoes on, which most of us do, we're going to develop a little bit of tightness down there. And it makes sense to, roll them and, give them some sort of sensory input. And it feels significantly better when you're done. So we're just going to keep rolling here for another 30 seconds. And you can roll to one side. You can roll to another side. Erica's going to use a foam roller a little bit too. And you'll find, maybe you find some sensitive areas here that you didn't know you had. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. We'll go to that other foot now. Also, if anybody this is a very foreign thing that we're doing. I know a lot of us haven't done this before. You can 100% do this sitting down if you're more comfortable.
Yes.
See, on this one, I'm a little bit tighter toward the outside part of my foot. I'm going to roll that. RJ, when you're older, we can show you these videos. Good, keeping it going. Almost there. We'll go another 15 seconds or so. I'm sure a lot of us by now are like, wow, this feels insane. Or maybe it doesn't feel so good. I don't know.
Another way to do this too is if you want to freeze like an Aquafina water bottle, and you can roll your foot over that too, frozen.
It's good, really.
Nice little anti-inflammatory addition to that.
Rocks work. Can you imagine? And time. But you really could, in all honesty. Next up, okay, we've got 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And all we're going to do is practice coming up on our back toe and setting our foot down to the ground. Up on the back toe and then down toward the ground. And we're just going to feel that foot arch and that big toe extend and then right back down. Remember, we're all moving a little bit less here. Stuff like this can be pretty great to do.
And make sure if you need to, you can alter, I have a wider stance there because a little more narrow of a stance going on. Wider is definitely more comfortable for me.
And switching sides. Up on that back toe. Are you feeding him right now? Oh my God. That's so awesome.
We don't have all these millions of people in the gym to help us anymore. It's just us raising our kid now.
Wow.
The additional 30 people a day really helps.
It's just us and the weights, RJ.
I know, I'd be scared too.
And awesome. Very nice. For this next one, I'm going to sit on this box right over here. And we're going to do some ankle rolls. So all we're going to do is just pay attention to an ankle roll or an ankle rotation, and we're going to go one way, just rolling around that ankle.
Just popping that heel up onto the floor.
Yeah. Keep it coming in. Reverse. Other direction.
And guys, I always preach this, but if you guys wake up sore, never underestimate the power of a nice warm shower and just drinking a lot of water. It really does make such a difference.
Switching feet. Hydration is actually, that's a really good point. Hydration is something that we can all really work on now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a super challenging thing to try to work on. You just have to make sure that you put your water readily available. If you put it out in the open, or you have a bottle or something, or your cup, and you have it out in the open, it's going to be easier, and you're going to think about that more throughout the day. A lot of us, we're not in offices right now. The bathroom's 2 steps away from where we're working.
So we spin around the other way.
Yep.
something that I did in high school and in college before I was a little more go green was I used to have water bottles that I knew each one I had to drink by a certain time of the day. And if I didn't start in the morning, like when I first woke up, I was already behind. So that's the biggest thing too, is starting early in the morning.
Yeah, if you're playing catch up with something like hydration, it's not a very pleasant thing to have to end up doing. So the next one, right over here, we're gonna actually go to now. Erica will probably be a little bit more challenging, but we're either using a foam roller here or the rolling pin. I'll use the rolling pin. I know most of us have a rolling pin at home. So we're gonna start out with rolling a glute. So we've got, whenever we're doing foam roller or any kind of rolling activity, rule of thumb is you want 3 points of contact with the ground, okay? So I'm gonna use left arm, left foot, and right foot here. So we're gonna have a seat right here, and we're literally just gonna roll back and forth here. Okay. And we're not gonna spend much more than like 20 seconds on either side. And I gotta say, this morning when I was thinking about like household items that we could foam roll with, and I thought of the rolling pin and I used it, honestly, it wasn't like super uncomfortable at all. Very, very similar feeling to the foam roller. So then we're gonna switch sides and get the other side. Awesome. And next up, we're gonna go with our hamstring. That's the back of our leg right here. And we can roll back and forth there. We need to apply a little bit of pressure in. We can put our hand on our leg. Notice I'm always still having my 3 points of contact with the ground. And we'll switch to the other hamstring here. Very nice. So now we'll take our rolling pin, if we're using one, and we'll start to roll our quad right here, okay? This is where this thing actually really comes in handy, because doing this with a foam roller is a little bit more challenging. I'm gonna show you both ways, but I'm gonna do this just like this on my quad, not rolling bones. We don't generally like putting pressure on a bone, so I'm not gonna roll my kneecap here, but we're gonna continue with that if we have a rolling pin, and if we have a foam roller, we're gonna keep making sure that we have 3 points of contact, and we're gonna go one quad at a time, and we're just gonna be rolling back and forth here. Very nice. And then from there, if we're still rolling that same quad, I'll give you this view though. We can roll for the outside part here and roll our IT band, which is the very outside part of our leg. And we can roll up to that hip too. Right up here, and then right back down. So I'm going to continue doing that with my rolling pin. And that's just right here. This is always a little bit more of a tender spot on the leg. And now we're switching to the other quad. Foam roller or rolling pin, does not matter. Now, some of these practices that I'm showing you guys today can be really great pre-workout tools. So like for tomorrow, for example, if you're hopping on one of our live sessions, doing some stuff like this beforehand can be really beneficial and make you feel a little better after, or before you exercise rather. And then we're gonna get that IT band on the side as well. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and time. Awesome. Next up, we're gonna dig our feet into the ground this way. So instead of pointing our toes into the ground like we normally do, we're gonna have feet flat like this, and we're gonna be forward to start with, arching our back the other way like this, and we're gonna try to sit down this way and try to sit our hips as close as we can down to our feet here. Now, to help out here, if we're having a hard time with this, we would use a surface like a couch to have our hands on, and we would just go right here, and we'd start to sit those hips back, and if all of a sudden, ooh, that doesn't feel so good, I'm gonna stop right about there. You've got your hands on here, just in case. If we're feeling like pushing it, we come all the way down. We're gonna sit up right here. And we're just holding for about 15 more seconds or so. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Very nice. Next up, ditching our foam roller for the time being. If we have a belt or a stretching rope, this is where we're going to be using it. I'll use the belt. And the way we're going to do this, the first one that we're going to do is belt around the foot to start with, sitting upright like this. And we're going to go for just a static hamstring stretch. We're going to tip on back, keeping our foot straight, or our knee straight rather. And we're just holding right here. Stay back there. So once we get a good hamstring stretch, or we're starting a good hamstring stretch, number one is you want to get a little bit of tension. Number two, breathe, okay? If you're like this, holding on to that rope or that belt for dear life, I'd rather not be there for you guys. I'd rather be relatively relaxed right about here. And if you come back here and you're like this, I don't want to do that. I want to be nice and easy here, get a little bit of tension on the hamstring, and just breathing. Another 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Bending that knee, letting go of the belt, and sitting up. And we're going to go right around that other foot now. Same story. Make sure that the belt is not too high up on your toe here. We don't want it to be there. We want it to be right where the arch of your foot is, right underneath the ball of your foot. So now we're tipping on back. Make sure I'm impressing all of you guys with my hamstrings. Some of you are going to have your leg way further than me, that's for sure. Just to relax the shoulders. Now we're just breathing. And relax. Next up, we've done this one in a few of these workouts already. We're grabbing hold of our hamstring here, and we're leaning on back like this. Now we're going to go to extend the knee. And if I can't straighten my leg out, so if I'm here and I can't straighten my leg out, I'm going to move down this way. I can get a straight leg here. We're going to come down here, calf to hamstring, and then right back up. Going for time here. Three, 2, 1. Oh!
Your baby's doing something.
And other leg.
Hope we're feeling good, guys. I hope this day is like a great recovery day for you guys. Hope this moving just helps. And also, this is a great day that we're going to record and put on the YouTube channel. If after, any weekend workout during the week, this is a great day to add in later on. You feel like you're just sitting all day and need to just move.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, and time. Now, we get a little bit more complex with our hips now. So, next one, we're going to move into a 90-90 position, swinging our feet to the sides, and normally we keep like a a really tucked position. My foot is touching my leg here. My back foot is almost touching my leg. We're gonna bring them out a little further. So we're gonna bring this front foot out a little bit and this back leg out a little bit. So now from here, we're gonna move around a little bit in this position, stretching a bit. Making sure we come all the way this way. And now, once we reach where we're moving toward our feet and we don't have any more room to go, we're gonna find our heel on each foot, press our heels into the turf, and we're gonna rotate them just like this to the other side. We're gonna keep our stretching going. All right? Good. And then finding our heels again, pressing our heels into that ground, rotating on back. And now see where my arms are? They're back here. We're gonna move back and forth here, keeping our heels planted. Now what if all of a sudden, what if you're like this and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do? Bring your heels further apart from each other. It'll be a little bit easier. It'll be a little less challenging on the hips. And we're just moving back and forth. Pivoting, keeping our heel dug into that same spot. Almost there. How are we feeling there?
Yeah, good. That's good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. So now, if we transition back, feet forward, bringing our legs to the side, just as we normally do a 90-90. And I'll have this one. Let's see, I'll actually move this into the frame. Imagine that this is a coffee table or a couch that I'm positioned in front of, or I've got my hands here, and it's gonna assist me up a little bit if I need it. We're now thinking about the knees as the point of contact with the ground, both knees, and we're gonna have our hands here, and we're gonna sit up just like this, bring our hips forward here, and then we're gonna come right back down like this into the seated position. So we're coming on up on those knees, extending our hips through. We're gonna feel that in the front part here, and then right back down. And on the way down, we might feel that in the glute a little bit. Keeping this going.
Lynn said, I don't think so. I don't know what that was too.
So if this is a little challenging, right, and we can't grab hold of something and pull ourselves up, we're just gonna leave this right here. Just gonna hang out here. That's cool. Break dance. Swinging around to the other side. Planting those knees down. Now this side is a little bit more challenging for me. That's totally normal. You'll have one side that's a little bit harder than the other. Coming up on the knees. And then right back down. Remember, it's totally cool to just sit right in this position. We don't have to be moving. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Very nice. Next up, transitioning to a half kneeling position. We've been in here before a little bit. We're going to now sit forward a little bit, stretching that back leg, and just holding right here. We're closing in on what I had planned for the day with everything. Do you want to add anything?
Are you going to go through like stretches with the ropes and the bands?
I went through the rope, went through the belt. Some stuff we can go left, right.
Yeah.
Want to do some stuff there?
Oh.
Cool. And switching sides. Sitting tall, leaning forward a little bit. Oh, that little man's out. Oh, his eyes are open. I guess he's not. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I heard her.
Awesome. So, what if you guys have a belt? Why don't you use the belt? I'll use the rope. Or actually, better yet, if you have a band too in your house, a band is great. You just do regular.
We went up and we were with hamstring stretches.
All right, awesome.
That's
So we're gonna start like left. We'll start with whichever leg. We'll come here. We're gonna come straight back.
Yeah, this one's the one we did last time.
Okay. So we're gonna come across the body. So if you're doing the left leg, we're going down to the right. If you're doing the right leg, we're going down to the left. So we're gonna grab the rope with whatever way we're going. So if we're going down to the right, you're grabbing the rope or the belt with the right hand. Other hand is going down to the floor, coming down across. Nice and easy on this one, guys. I'm gonna hold here a couple seconds. Back up to the center. And so whichever hand you just have in, you just switch, coming down and out, and that other hand going down to the floor. Nice and easy with this one on the groin.
Feeling it.
Now back up to the center, you're just holding here for a couple seconds. Awesome, and we're gonna switch legs. Making sure we don't bend that bottom leg, keeping it nice and straight on the floor. All right, we're gonna come across the body again. So whichever way we're going, we're grabbing with that hand, the other hand comes down.
What are you yelling about? You're not even stretching, bro. Are you laughing at me?
I think he feels your pain. Yeah, back up to the center. And we're gonna switch sides. Back up to the center. So you sit up. And I think we're good for the day there.
Awesome, very nice. Yeah, guys, you know, we wanted to make sure that we got in on a Sunday and move around a little bit, you know, go out today, get a walk in, you know, move around the yard a little
nice
bit.
out.
It's a beautiful day for that. You know, we wanted to make sure that we got you some good content to make sure that we're taking care of, you know, the stretching aspect of things and making sure that we keep mobile and feeling good through all this, you know, and like we said, in a couple of these, you know, some of these things that we put out today, we haven't done before. It's just, you know, an opportunity for us to focus on some stuff that we haven't done in the past. And, you know, I think that everybody that's been tuning into these videos has been doing an incredible job of keeping active and staying active. I know some of you have been with us every day this week, and, you know, you might even find that you're exercising a little bit more now than when you were seeing us in person. And I think you guys are doing such an awesome job. And, you know, keep up with it and, you know, make sure that we start to ingrain this habit a little bit, you know, whether you're watching these live or whether you're tuning in at a later date, you know, make sure that you're grooving these habits a little bit more. You know, you got to understand when all of our routines are shaken up a little bit, you know, a lot of the habitual triggers and the things that set certain actions for us in motion are no longer happening. So, you know, establishing those pathways and knowing that, you know, we have to make this part of our routine again is super important. And I think that a lot of you have done an incredible job this week transitioning. So, you know, big shout out to all you guys. It's only the two of us, but we'll clap for you.
There you go.
Great job today.